We are only speaking the actual fact. We are only speaking the actual facts. We are only speaking the actual facts. Speaking the actual facts, the actual facts.
With Dr. Deuce, what y'all?
We are only speaking the actual facts, the actual facts, the actual facts, the actual facts.
With Dr. Deuce, what y'all?
We are only speaking the actual facts, the actual facts, the actual facts, the actual facts.
With Dr. Deuce, what y'all?
So, okay, so now let's get into the basic DNA and genes. So we'll understand ourselves much more clearer. Now, when it comes to your chromosomes, we all know, well, maybe we don't all know, that there's approximately 22 chromosomes that you have. That is 20. I know it's 23. Somebody says 23. It's 22 that are responsible. They're called autosomes. There's a classification. These are your body chromosomes. You have 46 chromosomes, right? 23 from each parent. 22 of those are your biological, physical characteristics. 22 from your mother, 22 of your father. The 23rd one is your sex chromosome. And it's different, right? Because the X and the Y. And this is why the father explained in the Black Book that the Y is 3.8 less genetic material, is because it has approximately 600 less genes within it. And this was done in the laboratory with Ninty, and how, in order to eliminate or try to perfect the genes that was altered for this new creation of the Adamite. And they used the Sans people and another tribe, the Waziba tribe, right? A female from there and a male from the Bush tribe, the Sans people, in order to breed this new worker or this new Adamite. And that's where scientists are confused in. How did the Adamite project, how did in the blood of the Caucasian you find the Sans people's genetics? Is because they used Inky, which we'll get into, right? Inky used the genes of the Sans, added their genetics, and then the Pleiadians and other beings used their genetics as well. So the combination sped up the unnatural metamorphosis or evolution the Caucasoid would have taken on his own. With the intervention of these genes from other species, it sped up their regular evolutionary cycle. And then the Duff 2012 gene was added in the various projects. There's several projects that took place. So we'll do that in part 2. Each project by which humans were bred, we'll have to address each one specifically, so we can be clear, because a lot of it becomes jumbled. It's a lot of information, so we have to, our job and responsibility is to make it clear that you have the Dolphin Project, you had the Nun Project, you had the Rainbow Project, you have several, right? Several projects with different genes were used of various extraterrestrial beings. And we have to put it in a timeline and teach it in a way where it's comprehensible, so you won't have everything tied up, and understand that these breedings took place over a period of time, and each project was headed by a specific scientist and a specific group of geneticists that was responsible for a particular being for a specific purpose. Not everyone's genetic breeding purpose was the same. But when you look on the planet, everyone doesn't have the same purpose, right? And that's why you see a combination of different characteristics from different people who do different things in life, and that's all they focus on. Their whole purpose is to play sports or entertain. Their whole purpose is to be a singer or a dancer. Their whole purpose is to be a sexual gratifier, right? Or a person who's a savant, right? So you have species that wasn't supposed to interbreed that interbred. And that's because within the genes, when over a period of a few thousand years breeding, right, inside of each one of these chromosomes, getting back to the projects, right, and the Y, which we veered off from, the Y chromosome having 200 genes, the X chromosome having 800 genes, and then the other 22 with specific genes with specific codes in them that's responsible for biologically, right, organizing your tissues in a specific way that the way you come out is all in design. It's a long computer program. And geneticists now are able to go within the program and alter the specific genes, remove diseases, add certain enzymes that produce, let's say, let's say Down syndrome, right? To affect they can identify the specific chromosome what Down syndrome is. They can eliminate the sequence that creates Down syndrome and eliminate it out of the genes. Or they can design. That's why we have a book, actual fact, called Designer Genes, because our ancestors were able to do this, right? And still are.
We are only speaking the actual
Thanks for
facts.
joining the Actual Facts Podcast.
We are
If you
only
enjoy
speaking
these
the
lectures,
actual facts.
please feel free to check out previously recorded
We are only speaking
episodes.
the actual
Just
facts.
click the link in the window. And please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.
With Dr. Deuce, why y'all?
We are only speaking the actual facts. The actual